So I will present the activity around the CMEMS Ocean State Report for the issue in 2016, which has been established by the Ocean State Report team and which has been chaired by Mercator Ocean. In particular, I would like to point that there are currently about 80 European scientific experts which are contributing to this Ocean State Report. And I've just listed all the names here, so just to have an idea. But we are in collaboration with more than 25 different institutions to work on this exploitation. So the principal concept of the Ocean State Report is to deliver an annual unique reference document for the ocean state, variability, and change. And in order to produce the state-of-the-art value-added information, and also with those information which are based on the CMEMS expert analysis and the products from the CMEMS catalogue and some other products I will precise later on. And this will be done over the global ocean, but also on the European sea scale. And this activity is aiming to increase the general public awareness about the marine environment, its environmental status, and its potential in terms of resources from the ocean side. So the dedicated audience for this CMEMS Ocean State Report is various. So it's starting from the scientific community, going to the environmental agencies for ocean state reporting, the environmental directors and reporting bodies, and also the general public. So I will not detail here in this, at this stage here, but something which is under development in parallel to this Ocean State Report activity will be the development of ocean monitoring indicators, which are planned to be updated on a regular basis and to be distributed on the catalogue as well. So the basis for this Ocean State Report are principally, of course, the data or products, the so-called multi-year products from the CMEMS catalogue, which are going from the blue ocean, the white ocean, and with perspective on the green ocean. They will include data from the reanalysis products combined with forecasting products in order to get state-of-the-art information. There will be remote sensing data and in situ data from the multi-year product reprocessed products, also combined with the near real-time systems in order to get state-of-the-art information. And there is the aim of monitoring based on those data on decadal and longer-term trends, for the moment decadal trends, and from subseasonal to interannual, and also to give the information for the last year. So in 2016, we will point to the results or the events in the year 2015. So to give more and more precise view on the data use within this report, so predominantly it will be the data of the so-called multi-year products I have introduced just before, including the reanalysis data, the in situ data, and the remote sensing data. If available for the satellite data, we also include products from the ESA CCI project, which are partly also implemented in the Copernicus Climate Change Service. And we complement those time series, as said before, with the near real-time systems for the 3 different types of data sets in order to get state-of-the-art information. And again, those are products for the global ocean and products for the regional seas. We have, for this issue in 2016, a focus on the physical regime. And these are distributed on 4 principal chapters. So there's chapter 1, which is dedicated to the essential ocean, and some are also climate variables, including the sea surface temperature, subsurface temperature, sea surface salinity, and subsurface salinity, the chlorophyll data, surface chlorophyll, currents, sea ice, and carbon and oxygen are dedicated for the next reports, so it's an error. Chapter 2 will the large-scale changes, which are including the discussion on the ocean heat content, the ocean mass and heat transport, the Atlantic meridional overturning circulation, and the mesoscale activity. Chapter 3, the regional seas, including Mediterranean Sea, Northwestern Shelf, Arctic Ocean, Baltic Sea, Iberian, Biscay, Irish Sea, and for the next report also the Black Sea, because there will be new products implemented in the report in the CMEMS catalogue. And for chapter 4 on the specific events, which are 2050 ENSO event and the New Southern Oscillation, the North Atlantic cooling out event, which took place in 2015 and a bit before, the harmful algal blooms in the Baltic Sea, and also extreme sea level events not only dedicated to the year 2015. So all those results had been discussed on the period, as mentioned before, 1993 until the year 2015. And in particular for chapter 1, we have also given a focus in the chapter 4 on the year 2015. So here are some examples. So I do not have the framework here to give an overview on all the different chapters and results. So this is an example for chapter 1, the essential ocean variables. So we have the sea surface temperature here. Just also showing you how we mixed up the different data sets, like we have used ESA CCI data, but predominantly also data from the CMEMS catalogue. Shown here for the global ocean, we use the recent ESA CCI data for the global mean of sea surface temperature, the Mediterranean Sea and Black Sea, which are based on regional reprocessed multi-year products, and the maps for the anomalies in the year 2015 at global scale, but also on regional scale, based on the combination of multi-year products and near real-time products from the CMEMS catalogue. For chapter 1 is sea level, which shows here an example of a mixture and intercomparison of different products, like CMEMS reprocessed products for in situ data and also for remote sensing data for altimetry. Shown here also for the global ocean, the total mean sea level compared to its steric component, and also the similar has been achieved where it would be possible in terms of scientific expertise for the different regions. Then another example already partly shown by Gilles on the sea ice, which is chapter 1.6. And with just an example here, and this is based on the global, but also on the regional reanalysis system within Mercator, within CMEMS, I'm sorry. This is an example for chapter 2 for the large-scale changes. Here on the ocean heat content, beside estimates done for the global mean and the regional mean, there are also maps which are dedicated for the trends in 1993 to 2015. And they're based on the CMEMS reprocessed in situ product. This is another example for section 2.2 in the large-scale chapter on the ocean mass and heat transport, as evaluated also from CLORIS. Then we have an example in chapter 3 for the regional seas. I just pick up one there, it's just by coincidence. I changed with different presentation the different contributions. So here we pick up the one for the Arctic area, which is based on a regional reanalysis product and giving the volume transport for the different key or choke points for the exchange between water masses of the North Atlantic and the Arctic area. Then for chapter 4, the specific events, and so we have here the ENSO index from sea surface temperature as retrieved from the Mercator system or the CMEMS global CMEMS system from CLORIS. So for chapter 4, the specific events on the North Atlantic cold event in 2015, also retrieved firstly here on the heat content estimate for the upper 700 meter at map, and showing the regional dispersion of the signature in this area, and comparing the reanalysis product and the reprocessed product from in situ data on the heat content in this area. We have summarized up the different key messages for this first report in 2 different categories. First one is to give a focus on the results retrieved for information for the year 2015 from these different assessments and chapters. And we retrieve some key messages which are summarized in such kind of map here. For example, that we have a anomalously strong sea surface temperature for the Northern Hemisphere during the year 2015, and one of the lowest Arctic summer sea ice extent. And there are also specific regional results, for example, for the Mediterranean Sea with extremely high sea surface temperatures and so on. So these are summarized, and we have a second synthesis on the changes between 1993 and 2015 on the different subjects we have addressed within this report this year, including the Arctic and Antarctic sea ice extent values, increases and decreases for the total sea level, for the global ones and the regional sea, for the thermospheric component, for the ocean heat content, and also for the sea surface temperature this year. So their perspective for the next, so this was the first report, or it's about the first report. We plan to publish this report this year. It's under review, so we will send out the revised version this week to the Journal of Operational Oceanography. So this document is a peer-reviewed scientific document with external independent review processes. And yes, we hope that it will be done soon. And we are planning for the next report, of course, to extend this activity, and in particular to profit also on the analysis on the biogeochemical products of this report. So thank you very much. Any questions?